Hi everybody, it's Gemma. Welcome back to Pampered Wolf and welcome to Foundation Friday. Today it's going to be slightly different for Foundation Friday because we're trying out two different products from the same brand, from the same range, to see how they wear on the skin, how long they're going to last for, what sort of skins are going to be most suitable for this product. We're trying out a tinted moisturiser today. This is the brand new Becca Light Shifter Dewing Tint, and I'm really excited to get some of this on my skin and share my thoughts and feelings with you. We're also going to be trying out the brand new Becca Light Shifter Finishing Veil, which has the most beautiful packaging for the cost of this. It's absolutely stunning, but I'll show you that in a little bit. Let's do a little bit of bump on this and we'll get some on my face. If you are new here, hi, my name's Gemma. I upload 2 to 3 videos here on YouTube every single week, and I'm also on Instagram if you fancy checking me out over there. It's at Pampered Wolf, all lowercase, no spaces. I would seriously appreciate it if after this video you've liked what you've seen, you come and join the Pampered Wolf pack by clicking on that subscribe button and also the notification bell so you don't miss any future uploads. So this is the Becca Light Shifter Dewing Tint. It's £26 in the UK. You get the standard 30 ml worth of product and it comes in 8 flexible shades. Now, usually 8 shades would not be enough if it was a foundation, but if the foundation or the tinted moisturiser gives a limited level of coverage, it makes the shade range more flexible so multiple skin tones can actually get use out of one shade. And as long as the whole range is diverse, I don't have a problem with it, and this is definitely a diverse range. There is something for fair skin tones as well as something for deeper skin tones. It's not all crammed into the mid skin tone range, which I like about this. So I've gone for the shade Luminary 1, which is for fair skin tones with a neutral peach undertone. This is a sheer tinted moisturiser, so if you're expecting any sort of mass coverage, you are going to be disappointed with this. It gives a dewy, radiant finish. This is lightweight. It's got light shifting pigments in here which will reflect and diffuse the light to illuminate the skin, which I am really excited to try out. This is formulated with squalane, glycerin, vitamin E and hyaluronic acid to hydrate and nourish the skin whilst you're wearing it, so it should be a really beautiful tinted moisturiser and a very hydrating tinted moisturiser to wear. And you can use this in 2 different ways. So you can apply this to the high points of your face to add a little bit of luminosity in key areas, or you can apply it all over the face like a tinted moisturiser. So this is free from fragrance, essential oils, gluten, SLS, mineral oil, alcohol, and it's also cruelty-free and vegan. Let's get some of this on. Okay, so as per usual, I've already got all of my skincare on my face. I've given that plenty of time to sink in before I'm applying any sort of foundation or tinted moisturiser. I want you to see the actual product because, I mean, the container of this little squeezy tube is really small. And when I first opened it, I thought there is no way that there is 30 ml worth of product in that. But there is. It's 38 grams in total, including the packaging, and the lid is not heavy at all. So yeah, there's definitely 30 ml in here. But I mean, if you try this out, you will know what I mean when you receive this. I mean, it just looks super, super small. So let's get some of this on the skin. It does say that for best results, apply it with your fingers. You know I hate applying things with my fingers, but I will give it a go. So again, firstly, apply a little bit to the back of my hand as per usual. This is, I would say, foundation consistency. It's not really stiff, but it's not like a moisturiser thick whipped consistency, but it's not running down the back of my hand when I tilt my hand. So yeah, let's get some of this on the skin using my fingers, and then on the other side of my face, I'm going to use a blending sponge. So this is the shade Luminary 1. Now you can see immediately the light reflecting capabilities of this. It's very, very radiant. Very radiant. It's very little coverage whatsoever. But because of those light reflecting particles, it's the light reflecting particles that are blurring out the imperfections rather than the pigment blurring out the imperfections. And people make fun of me all the time because when I'm applying foundation or tinted moisturiser with my fingers, I only use one finger. I know I should use more fingers. I know it would be a lot faster, but it just goes through me. So I just try and use as little fingers as physically possible. It's very, very pretty. Very pretty. This reminds me of the Trini London BFF with its illuminating capabilities and the amount of coverage that this gives. I'm going to apply the other half with a blending sponge. So I've hardly used any of the product whatsoever. I am going to apply a little bit more though, because if you apply anything with a sponge, it is going to soak up half of the product into the sponge. Okay, so I'm feeling extremely radiant. This isn't dewy as in the wet glass skin look. This is very much more of a metallic sheen to the skin, which is really beautiful, but I'm not used to that level of radiance on my skin, so it's going to take some getting used to. This is very, very similar, but much more of a loose consistency version of the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. I'm not sure I would wear it like this all the time, but you know, time will tell. I may change my mind. Okay, so now we've seen this, let's play around a little bit on one side of my face with the Becca Light Shifter Finishing Veil to see if this is a nice product and whether it actually makes a difference to this look. So this is the product. It's got beautiful packaging. Now it is mirrored, so I'm not going to hold it up for too long and blind you all with the lights, but let me just read you the back of the packaging. This says it's a weightless setting powder that sets with sheer buildable coverage, and it is very, very sheer. Light shifting pigments absorb and reflect light, creating a satin radiant finish. Sweep all over the face to set makeup and perfect skin. Can be used over light shifter dewing tint or on bare skin. Now I tried this yesterday. So they do sell this in different shades, but it's very, very little coverage. It's only going to give you the tiniest amount. It's the light reflecting particles in this that really do make a difference. So I had no makeup on my face yesterday and I just dabbed a little bit of this powder underneath one eye and I could seriously see a difference. The light reflecting particles really reflected the light and disguised my under eye circles a little bit. The effect was very, very subtle, but I could definitely tell a difference. And it just gave that soft, candle-lit glow effect to the skin, which was very, very beautiful. Now I haven't tried it over this before, so we're going to try it on one side of my face. I'm just going to get a really soft, not a very dense brush. So this is the RT 400, and I'm just going to add a little bit of that powder to my brush. Have a look inside. It's such beautiful packaging. It really, really is beautiful packaging. You get a lovely chunky mirror in the top and then obviously the product in the bottom, and it's just beautiful. Really, really nice. So let's do this on the left-hand side of my face. I'm just gonna dust this over. I will use a little bit more of this when I've applied the rest of my products and use it more as a finishing powder, so I'll just swirl everything together and just finish everything off beautifully to give that soft effect. But I'm just going to set this in place a little bit just to start off with. So as you can see on this side of my face where I have the powder, absolutely beautiful. It's just dulled down that sheen. It's given it much more of a soft focus satin sheen on the surface of the skin rather than on this side that doesn't have any of the powder on, which is much more glowy, much more radiant. So it's all personal preference in which one you'd rather go for. I will definitely use this again over other products. It doesn't have to just be used over other Becca products. You can use it with other foundations as well if you want to use it as more of a finishing powder to finish the rest of your makeup. Like I said earlier on, I will be applying more of this to the skin once I've applied the rest of my products, but for now, I'm gonna go and do that and I will be right back. Okay, so this is the finished look for today. I didn't want to do anything too heavy because this having so little coverage, I think it would look a little bit strange if I went over the top with all the other products. I really like this, but it's definitely not going to be for everybody. So this doesn't feel tacky on my skin. It doesn't feel completely dry, but it doesn't have that sticky, tacky feel. I don't think this is going to be transfer resistant or transfer proof just by feeling it on my skin, but I mean, nothing's lifting onto my fingers as I'm touching my face as yet. I really, really like this. Let me show you this in natural lighting so you can get really up close and personal and make up your own mind. So as you'll see, this is zero coverage, but a radiant finish. So it's the radiant finish that reflects the light and blurs the imperfections. This tinted moisturiser is going to be for those people that are very skin confident. If you have a lot of imperfections that you really like covered during the day, this probably isn't going to be for you because you'll have to add a lot of concealer on top of this product or underneath this product for this product to work for you. So I really do like it. I don't feel like it blurs out much on my skin, but I do like that radiant sheen that it gives. Now I do think that the product has oxidized slightly. My skin looks more bronzy, like it's got a bit of a summer glow to it, which I actually quite like, but some people won't like, so I need to make you aware of that. This hasn't sank into any of my fine lines, any of my wrinkles, or sat in any of my pores. So I'm gonna get on with the rest of my day. This feels really, really lightweight on my skin, as if I've just got a bit of skincare on, which I really like. So we're gonna see how this wears. I'm not gonna do a massive wear test on this. It doesn't claim to be a long wearing tinted moisturiser, as most tinted moisturisers don't claim to be. And not only that, but there's final of The Masked Singer's on tonight and it's family time. I always sit down with the kids and Wes to watch that, so I want to be finished by then, and it's quite late in the day. So I'm blaming the fact that this doesn't claim to have long wearing capabilities, but really that is the reason. I'm just being lazy and want to be finished early. Okay, I will see you all in a little bit for a check-in. Welcome back to the check-in. It's been just shy of 7 hours since I first applied the Becca Light Shifter Dewing Tint to my skin, and I'm pleasantly surprised. I really, really am. Now, this is not going to be for everybody by any way, shape or form. You have to be very skin confident to want to wear this type of a tinted moisturiser all over the skin because of its radiance and its lack of coverage. So if you were thinking, oh no, that's definitely not for me for all over the face, I would definitely consider this for pinpointed luminosity over the high points of your face, because this is definitely a beautiful product and it definitely gives luminosity without that glittery effect, which I've really, really liked throughout the day. Now, I also have liked the sheen of radiance all over my skin. I probably won't wear it like this every single time, but I have liked it, and I'm actually quite surprised at how much I've liked it. I'm also quite surprised at how this has lasted on my skin, and I think that is more of a coverage scenario. Now, because this has got very little coverage, when parts of this tinted moisturiser rub off, it's not overly noticeable. It doesn't look massively patchy. So it has lasted on my skin really, really beautifully, but there are areas that it's slightly rubbed off, but you can't tell massively because it never had masses of coverage to begin with. So I also like that. The one thing I will mention to you is this got slightly too radiant for me after a couple of hours. Not that sort of dewiness that I felt I needed to blot my skin. It wasn't natural oils coming through the skin that did it. I think it was just the Becca powder that had slightly worn off, so I needed to apply a little bit more of the powder on top to just give that satin effect again to my skin rather than that really high radiance effect to this tinted moisturiser. So I wanted to make you aware of that. So this is super, super lightweight. It doesn't feel tacky on the skin at all. It hasn't sank into any of my fine lines. It hasn't sank into my pores. It hasn't sank into my dryness. I think it's looked really fresh and youthful on my skin. Like I said, this is not going to be a look that everybody is going to enjoy wearing, but I found it a really nice change actually, and a tinted moisturiser that I will wear during the summer. And for those occasions where I want to look fresh, but not overly done up. So yeah, I will definitely be wearing this again. But let's have a look at this in natural lighting so you can judge for yourself. So as you can see, this is really radiant on my skin. It's very youthful looking. I don't think this looks sweaty or greasy or oily on my skin, but it's definitely got that dewy sheen. Very little coverage. You can see all my imperfections. It looks very, very good from a distance. You have to get very up close and personal to be able to see all those imperfections because of the light reflecting particles that are in this tinted moisturiser. I just think it's really, really lovely. And once again, very, very similar to the Trini London BFF. So if you liked the Trini London BFF but you didn't get on with a few of the ingredients, this might be well worth a go because it's fragrance free, it's essential oil free, and it doesn't have the SPF that the Trini London BFF has. So if you didn't get on with that for that reason, then this may be a great alternative. I hope you've enjoyed this video and I hope to see you all in the next one. Bye everyone.